This is from CBR.com.
Yeah,
As the
it
universe,
is.
it says, this Star Trek rumor has me worried. Skydance is
Oh.
making Paramount's worst mistake. I don't understand how that works.
Joshua and Patton is giving me anxiety.
I know.
Skydance is making Paramount's worst mistake? I don't understand. Okay. As the universe created by Gene Roddenberry closes in on its 60th anniversary in September 2026, a new rumor suggests Paramount's new owners want to oh dear, take him out to pasture. When the merger
Yeah.
with Skydance Media finalizes, the new company may abandon the studio's oldest franchise for a decade or more. This wouldn't be the first time Star Trek has gone away, of course. Yet if Skydance Media goes through with their plan, they would repeat the same stupid, costly mistake Paramount made twice in the past. Even worse, they risk damaging what momentum this universe has built up since its return in 2017. Originally owned by Desilu Studios, Star Trek became the property of Paramount Studios with the rest of the company when Lucille Ball sold it in the late 1960s. What is going on? Is this real, Melissa?
What is their
What is it?
plan?
Is this just
Well,
a rumor? Is there any basis?
I think it is just a rumor. I'm taking it with a grain of salt, but like any rumor, something had to have been said somewhere to make people go, "Wait, what?
Yeah.
What did you say?" So I guess not all rumors are true, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, uh, yeah, not all rumors are true, but they're saying that since Kurtzman's contract is up in 2026, they might not be renewing it.
Might not
Well,
be renewing Kurtzman's contract.
right.
Right. Right.
Right.
And
And so that could mean a lot of
That
things.
could mean a lot of things.
And yeah.
What
so,
does it
But
mean?
someone
and I,
suggesting that they're just gonna take the position of the guy that runs Star Trek and just make it like go away instead of having the new guy that runs Star Trek.
right, yeah, just get rid of
Guy
it
slash
altogether.
person.
Well, it's okay. It's I don't want to bring on his ire, but it's a guy who has his channel is known for spreading these kinds of rumors
Oh,
that
Who
started
guy?
this. So,
there's a podcast that started this.
yes, he's got his own channel. Yeah, he's got his own
Oh.
YouTube channel,
Okay.
Who is it?
and so he has brought up these
We're
kinds of
taking
things
names.
before. I've heard that Kurtzman's contract was not going to be renewed. It ended up getting renewed. I've heard there he just had an interaction with Anson Mount saying that they had to go do some reshoots because of the current political climate and all
Oh,
this
is
other
it?
stuff. And Anson Mount replied back to him, said, "We did not do that. That's not
Hmm.
true." And so it's just the
So
rumor
he's
comes from the same
starting
guy.
rumors.
Yeah, look, I'm not saying one way or the other whether the guy has his actual sources or not that he claims that he has,
I
but
want to call him
Yeah.
out too.
thus far his batting record is he's sub 100, let's just say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like a couple of guys that this could be, and yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, okay, here's something though. Is it Trek Core or Trek Central? I always get those two confused, but one of those two drops like breaking news rumors that
Central, isn't
pisses
it?
people off
Yeah.
and pisses off Paramount. And it turns out that the reason they get pissed off is because every time it's turned out to be true.
Right.
Trek
Interesting.
So,
Central.
so are we talking about Trek Central? Because if it's Trek
No.
Central, then
No.
No,
I'd
no,
be
no, no, no,
really
no, no, no,
scared
no,
right
no, no,
No.
no.
now.
It's not
No, no,
Trek
No.
no, no, no.
Central.
Here,
This
I'm
is
going to
one of
read
those
the name.
No, you don't have to like
bum,
name names. I'm just saying like
like,
that's a relief. Because if it's
oh,
Trek
I don't know that one
Central, we'd
actually.
all
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, well, that's
I just
something."
left the name of it in
Yeah.
our group chat there.
Mhm.
Well,
Oh
anyway,
yeah.
so I guess the point is that I'm still kind of worried about this. Like,
I'm doing that?
Well, yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, I'm Jenny, but
Joshua M. Patton, the author of this article, did say something about them maybe moving away from television streaming and moving more into movies, but nobody's really sure.
And what is
And
that based on? Yeah.
yeah, I don't know what that's really based on,
Inside
but
sources.
Right.
that could be anything. I mean, that could mean
Mhm.
Yeah.
are they talking about the cafeteria lady or
Yeah. Well, because
Down here in Lunch Lady
the
Land.
plan that they sort of laid out initially when Skydance was coming on board had to do with, cutting back on what was it like linear media?
Mm,
So, yeah, so the channel stuff, like the not live but regular broadcast stuff, like, cutting back on news, cutting back on that kind of thing. But the
mm,
plan wasn't necessarily to mess around with like that program, like this kind of programming. I don't know.
I
right.
mean, you could if you look at the history of mergers, right? You
Mm,
could look at that as maybe a little bit of an indicator because when Star Trek was divided between the movies and the television shows, and
mm,
the television shows went with CBS, and we brought in Les Moonves, he canceled Enterprise,
right.
right? And then we
Yeah.
didn't have
Hmm.
Star Trek on TV for another 12 years, right?
Yeah.
So,
But he
I
also
mean,
hadn't
it's
gone on the record as being like, I like Star Trek,
Exactly.
right,
you know?
Exactly. The
right.
only thing that I would think that would make that different is that we thought that David Ellison
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
going to be running
Oh, I see.
Paramount. But now it turns out it looks like his dad is going to be the one in charge.
Oh, that is different.
So
Gotcha. Mhm.
that might make things a little bit different, but who knows? Who knows? I don't,
Yeah.
yeah, who knows? And
Hmm.
one of the selling points was that Star Trek was one of the huge driving forces of CBS and
Yeah.
Paramount, so they wanted to hang on to that. So I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, of everything, like of everything that we've talked about, to me, the most interesting thing is I'd forgotten about Kurtzman's contract being up, and then now I'm just like, I
Right.
wonder what they're gonna do.
Yeah. But just
Yeah.
because Kurtzman may or may not come back doesn't
Yeah.
mean that Star Trek is dead.
No,
It
not at
could mean
all.
it.
I mean, it could, but it doesn't necessarily mean
They
it
could
doesn't have to mean that.
no, because I mean they could certainly, they could certainly kill it before that if they wanted to. Like it's not like
Yeah,
his contract is the linchpin holding the whole thing together. It's like,
right.
you know.
Well, and Starfleet Academy has already been signed on for a second season, and
Exactly.
the same with
Yes.
Strange
That's
New Worlds
that's
has
Yeah.
already been guaranteed a fifth season. So,
Hmm.
has it?
there's it has it? I
I
thought
mean,
it had.
as much as
I
you can
thought it
guarantee anything, I guess.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
I mean, really, that's a good point. If they have at least plans for Strange New Worlds
Hmm.
for at least a couple more seasons, Starfleet Academy, I think they already said they signed on for season two already,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, they
Hmm.
did.
So now, of course, however, heretofore, uh, Discovery was planning on going 7 seasons, and that was a very sudden
That's
change.
true.
Prodigy had a very sudden
Hmm.
change. Maybe under new ownership, people can just say, "Oh, no, 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 we understand what
Right.
you were promised, but hey, we're new
Oh,
in town. There's a new sheriff in town." I don't really know how that stuff works, but I
yeah.
would just say if there's, if you have a new owner, they could theoretically just do whatever they want, right? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, that happened to me on the show that I was working on, Defiance.
No way.
We were supposed to go at least 5 seasons.
Right.
And then they changed
Right.
the head of programming in between seasons 2
Yeah.
and 3. And didn't renew us for a very long time for season 3 because I think they were trying to find a legal way out of renewing our show or having it come back for season 3. And then we left season 3 going, we're coming back for season 4. We're going to change some things. They're going to do all this stuff. I mean, the producers were all excited about it. And then we read in Variety that we had been canceled. So
Ah, that's horrible. But yeah, Robert Kaiser says, yeah, Strange New Worlds is only guaranteed season
Yeah.
4, which they're filming right now.
Mhm.
I'm getting ahead of myself. Wishful thinking.
You're just so excited.
Wishful thinking.
And rightly so.
Yeah. Oh,
and
and then
rightly so. Sorry.
yeah, back of the head backs that up. Yeah.
Mm.
Season 4, yes. We don't know about season 5. Yeah.
Right. So we know about basically 2 years worth of Star Trek for
Right.
sure.
Yeah,
So what that
exactly.
means is like, even if the new owners don't cut that out, what if they just say, okay, that's fine, and then that's it? What
Right.
if they say by 2027 we're done, and then we're in the backs going, well, what about Star Trek 4? And we're like, well, you should have done it when you had the chance for the last 10 years.
Oh, what about Star Trek 4? But then to get with that same note, anything we do have 2 years, and even if they did decide to kill it, there's nothing that says they couldn't bring it back,
Exactly.
depending on how, Strange
Yep.
New Worlds is received, which is it's got 2 fantastically well-made seasons under its belt.
Yeah.
And then if Starfleet Academy does really well,
Mhm.
which means fans, you gotta watch it and watch it and watch it and watch it again and watch it again,
Exactly.
so that we don't lose Star Trek.
Exactly. Ah, exactly.
it's the modern day letter writing campaign.
Yeah. Just watching it.
There are
We can
people
do
that are doing
that.
a letter writing campaign for Star Trek Legacy, actually. Have you guys heard
Yep.
about this?
Letters for Legacy. Yep.
Yeah, you
They've
got
been
it.
at it. Yeah. They've been
Jenny,
at it for a
stop
couple years.
knowing everything.
Hey, man. They're great. I like them.
Are we
Okay,
doing a poll?
we got a poll. Yeah, we got a poll in the live chat. And that poll is, should we be worried about this merger? As in, do you think that this merger might cause Star Trek stoppage? Or do you think, nah, whatever merger's going on, Star Trek is safe. It's going to keep on trucking.
Mm.
There's going to be new seasons coming out every 6 years or whatever it is. New movies coming out every 20 years, you know.
I mean,
I think there's a possibility.
of
Yeah.
what?
They've had 8 years,
Who have?
Star Trek.
Wait, what? What are you saying?
Kurtzman
Trek
has
of
had 8
Stars.
years.
Yeah.
What?
I think
Kurtzman.
it's good to distinguish that Kurtzman has had 8 years. And
Mhm.
just because Powers
That's true.
might want to move on from
Yeah.
his style of Trek doesn't mean that exploring different styles shouldn't be on the table.
Right,
Yeah,
that's true. Like
because-
Gene Roddenberry had it for a while, then Rick Berman it did kind
Exactly.
of
Right.
pass
Right.
hands, yeah.
Exactly.
Pass the baton.
Yeah. Like on Doctor Whom. It's Ryan's favorite.
Yeah, it is a good joke. It's
Thank you.
very good.
Thank you.
Okay, so personally, I'm still I'm about, if I had to put a percentage, let's say if I were to ask you guys,
Mm-hmm.
what percentage chance do you think it is that by 2028 there is no more Star Trek, no new Star Trek, and no plans for Star Trek? As in, maybe we have something clearly this year, maybe we have something in 26, maybe 27, but by 28, there's nothing for the foreseeable future and no plans. What do you think that percentage chance is?
Thanks for watching that clip.
You can find us on the main viewer live every Tuesday night at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern to talk about all of the week's Star Trek news.